All right. So we actually had public sector net borrowing come out, both worse than expected, and then current account, which is basically exports and imports coming in and out of euro. So anybody that's exchanging their currency for the euro to do business in Europe because they're in that region, they're in Europe at that time. That's what current account is, and right now it's down. So the balance is down. And my guessing is obviously the economy right now from COVID, but also Ukraine and Russia. Not as many people going into Europe right now, so that could be down because of that, and there could be multiple other factors as well. But that's just my guess. One thing that we do have is we have Lagarde speaking, and this could be coming off the heels of the U.S. and what's it called? The U.S. and Great Britain raising interest rates in the last week or two. So could the European Central Bank actually start raising rates as well? Their economy is not doing as well as I would say the U.S. is, and not that our economy is that good, but good compared to other countries and regions. So I'm curious to see what she says and if she's going to end up increasing rates. I don't trade EJ anymore. That's something that Rafa. I don't trade EJ anymore. That's something I used to be paying attention to, but it is still good to pay attention to what Lagarde's saying and what other central banks are saying. Like I still pay attention to Bank of New Zealand, Bank of Australia, different things that they're saying, Bank of Canada. Like they all kind of echo what the Fed says. So it's oh, we got Luke coming in. It's worth just paying attention to. All right, but there's not much coming out today until tomorrow where we start getting a lot of GBP data, right? We have, let's see what we got. We got CPI coming out tomorrow. We have Bailey speaking. We have Powell speaking at the same time as well, 8 a.m. So we'll be paying attention to that. And then tomorrow's Wednesday, so we'll be with Sharma and her group. So we'll be doing a live session with them. We do have crude oil inventories. Obviously, this is a little important, being that our energy sector is very low right now, and we're kind of relying on other countries for our oil, which is not smart, but that's another conversation. But that's something that you could pay attention to. And we also have Bullard, who's normally a hawkish member of the FOMC. So we'll see what he's actually saying. Also talking later during the Asian session as well. You do have monetary policy meeting minutes for Japanese yen, so you can pay attention to that if you're trading GJ. But that's Wednesday. It's a pretty nice packed Wednesday. But if any of you guys are trading London, pay attention to CPI coming out tomorrow. That's all inflation data. And then moving into Thursday, this week is a big PMI week, right? We got manufacturing and services PMI coming out for the euro, for Germany, which is super important for the euro. We got French, Great Britain. That's obviously good for GJ and something that you want to pay attention to. We have core durable goods orders, right? And then unemployment claims coming out as well. Moving into later in the morning, you have manufacturing and services PMI coming out as well. So a lot of data coming out Thursday. So as you can see, and this is typically how weeks go, where you have a light Monday, a light Tuesday, and then you start getting a lot of the data Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's why those are all such good days to be trading and raising your risk a little bit to 2-3%. If you find your exact setup, those are the days that you could do that. If you find your setup on a Monday or a Friday or a Sunday, you still got to probably lower your risk to 1.5%, maybe 2%. But it's just good to stay mindful that those aren't days that you want to, really risk a good amount. Moving into Friday, retail sales, some more data coming out of Great Britain. You have German IFO business climate, so seeing what they're doing. Obviously, their economy is not too good right now. They're also expecting lower numbers than previous, so that's interesting to watch. But moving into later in the morning after our session is going to be University of Michigan consumer sentiment. You have inflation expectations. Williams is speaking for the FOMC. Waller is speaking as well. So these are all interesting topics as far as like who's going to be speaking, because as you could see over here on the Bloomberg 5 things to start your day, and we were actually going over this. If you guys go into analysis and breakdowns, I posted the weekly outlook Sharma and I did last night. We talked about how Powell is interested in possibly raising interest rates, by 50 basis points. Prepare to raise interest rates by a half a percentage point at its next meeting. So they want to see certain data points coming out, like PMI, like CPI, like retail sales, any of those things coming out, GDP, any of those things coming out is going to signal to them, should we increase rates 50 basis points or should we slow it down to 25 basis points? Now, again, I think I pointed this article out last night that I sent in. Here we go. Bill Gross was a previous hedge fund manager talking about how the Fed rate hikes will crack the U.S. economy and the housing market. Now, the housing market, which is good because I'm looking to buy a house, so that would be, not that I want that to happen, but I do want a little correction. But like I'm not looking to buy a house right now at top of the market. It wouldn't be smart, especially in my area. My area is so inflated just because we're by the water. And any of you guys that live by the water or interested in investing in real estate, if you guys want to invest, wait for the market to correct and buy property on water. Buy property in a good area on water, because the value of that is always going to be going up more than anything inland. So besides any kind of storm area. But this is interesting because this is what we've been talking about pretty much for the whole year before they even increased rates a couple of weeks ago. So we know that anytime they increase rates too fast or too much, that you're going to hurt the U.S. economy, because when you raise interest rates, it lowers GDP. It makes it harder to do business. That's what we went over yesterday too. So just keep that in mind. I'm kind of dovish in a way where I don't want them to increase rates by 50 basis points. I think we should stick with 25 at a time, do 4 or 5 rate hikes this year, and see how that happens. Because if you do it too fast, too quick, it's going to hurt the economy pretty hard. One other thing I sent in here as well is the fact that Powell was saying we're not expecting near-term progress on inflation. Now, you guys know for the last, 9 months to a year, they've been almost lying to us, talking about how inflation is just going to be transitory. It's just going to be a short-term thing. And what do you know? It's just been going up and up and up and up. It hasn't been stopping. So the fact that he's saying this tells me that we're going to have inflation for a long time. Right, because they want to calm the market. They don't want anybody to get fearful or anything like that. But when he starts saying that we are not expecting any near-term progress, he's obviously telling the truth here, and he wouldn't be lying about that. So, this is for you guys, the ones that are actually out there. Obviously, you guys are all working too, but you're spending your free time right now learning a skill on how to multiply your money, how to compound your money, instead of just relying on, an income source from an employer, right? You guys are actually like doing things on your own instead of watching TV, watching Netflix. You're trying to get more out of yourself every single day and learn the skill of trading and investing and all that stuff. So it's good for you. That's going to be able to help you with inflation, because if you guys have a steady wage every single week, or every single week or month, or every 2 weeks, it's just staying flat, but gas is going up, prices for food is going up, clothing is going up, everything's going up. Your buying power is just shrinking. Like it's not going anywhere. So this should put a little fire under your ass to tell you, okay, I need to be getting better at trading. I need to increase my skill even more. Instead of like wasting a little bit of time where I know I could be spending time back testing, that's where I need to pick it up a little bit, because now prices are catching up to you and you're kind of losing time. So use this to your advantage. Lock yourself in your room, back test, and make sure you but perfect this skill almost. Obviously, it's not going to be perfected, but get pretty close to perfection as far as your strategy and your edge in the market, because again, like I said, prices are catching up to you. It's in your best interest to get more out of yourself every single day. And that's why you guys are in here, right? You guys all have the same mentality. You guys are all, we're all part of the same family now, doing the same exact thing with very similar goals. Now is where you really step on the pedal and get ahead of most people that like friends, family, a lot of people that have steady wages from their jobs. Now you can set yourself apart from them. And if you want, you can support them. Right? Be the man of your family and be able to support whoever needs it, just in case anything happens. And that's why I always say, like, if you just have a steady wage and you know you're happy with it with a regular job and average life and all that stuff, that's kind of selfish because now you can't help other people. You can't, like, if somebody has a hospital bill, and you know, let's say you had a kid or you had a mother or you had a father, I'm sure you all do, that had to go to the hospital and the bill was like 10 grand. Nobody can afford it. Who's going to pay for that? Right. That's what, if you guys know who Patrick Bet-David is, I always bring up his videos. I always post them on my stories too, but he talks about how capitalism is truly just being able to pay for something like that, right? It's not really the greed. It's not really about buying cars and houses and all that stuff. All that stuff's great, but like the ability to support your family if God forbid something like that happened, right? Someone's in the chat. Good morning, everyone. What's up, Carlos? Say hello to everyone. Just went on a little rant. Lewis, Carlos, we had Jaden in here already. What's up, boys?
Morning, brother. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Good, bro. I'm excited.
Awesome. You get that early start to the morning?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I hit that snooze button and it caught up to me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, good shit. Listen, it happens. That's what the AARs are for. And now we haven't gotten into the AARs personally yet, which we'll do that on your second Zoom. But AARs is what's gonna, like, especially if you're reporting to me on a daily basis. I was just talking to Carlos about this. My thing is, like, you know, at least report to me every Friday of all the AARs that you do throughout the week. And I'm not even gonna like get into it because I want to break it down for the first time with you. But this is where you're gonna be improving every single day. Where, like, you had one hiccup today where it's like you hit the snooze button. Now tomorrow we know that the main thing that we need to focus on is not hitting that snooze button, not letting that thing win. Right? Because if you let that thing win, that's the first loss of the day. The first thing that you just did, where when you woke up, the first thing you heard was that alarm, you just got beat right away. Now that's okay because now we have something to learn from. We have a base, we have a foundation that it's like, okay, if that's something that you have trouble with, now we can work on it, right? And it's just a lesson. And if you go through the mental foundation part of the course, there's a video in there that I talk about whenever you hit adversity, you just say good. But good. All right. I just learned from that. Or I just lost this job, or I didn't get that job on the interview. Good. I have time to get better on interviews. Right? It's just you constantly have opportunities to get better at things. And that's the growth mindset that you want to have in everything. Right? No matter what it is, you can always find a positive in it, and there's always a lesson in it. So it helps you get better because throughout life, you're not going to be born with all these skills. You weren't born with discipline. You weren't born with the skill of trading and being able to read a chart. You weren't born with the skill of persuasion and being able to influence people and stuff like that. It's a skill that you got to get better at every single day. So it happens. You hit the snooze button. It happens to me sometimes. Like it's not the end of the world. It's just like a lesson where it's something that you got to focus on and you know, tomorrow morning you better not let that thing beat you again.
No. You know what? I said, oh, it's gonna be only 5 minutes. I set my alarm at 5:15, and then I ended up waking up at 6:40. I'm like, what? Well, an hour went by so fast, bro. I'm like, what the hell?
That's how it happens. Yeah, I mean, trust me, like it feels so, like every morning I get that where the pillow is so soft, the bed is so soft, you just want to lay there and sleep in a little bit. 5 more minutes, what's 10 more minutes? But like as soon as you get up and you put your feet on the floor, I always say put a glass of water right next to your bed, ice water, and as soon as you put your feet on the floor, just chug that glass of water. That'll wake you up right away, right? And then I do my morning routine with my workout, my cold shower, my protein, all that stuff, which is something that'll help you. But I promise you, you will never regret getting up, ever. Like once you get up and you're up, you're gonna feel proud of yourself and you're gonna be happy that you did it. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So again, it's just something that you can now. You have a base and you can now improve on that moving forward, especially for tomorrow. So let's get into the chart. I think Chris just came in. What's up, brother?
Morning, brother.
How are you? Can you hear me?
I couldn't hear you, stuff.
No, I was just seeing how you were.
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Awesome. Beautiful. All right. So looking over here at GJ, we did a full lesson on GJ yesterday. I forget who was in here. Was it Lewis or was it
Me, Carlos, Sammy, I think.
you, Carlos, Sammy? It was somebody else, I think, that was in here that we did a full breakdown of GJ over here. Fundamentally, why these moves all happened. If you guys want to take a look at that, I would go to analysis and breakdown and go back and watch yesterday's session. Full fundamental and technical breakdown on GJ and gold. So again, like I said, if you want to take a look at that, you're more than welcome. But right now, what I have is our basic skeleton of the higher time frames. We have 156, the main levels that I want you guys to be looking at over here. We had 156 flat right here, and then we had 149 previous candle body highs, and it's been holding as a support in this current range as well. Now, what we have is this multi-year downtrend and the bullish trend since COVID, right? Now, if you could see this, right now we were breaking the bearish trend over here, right? Especially with this candle over here. It looked like we came right back in again with no interest rate hike. And then we had the surprise interest rate hike, which pushed us right back above that multi-year downtrend over here, pushing us up to 158. Then we had a little retracement. We had this move right over here, which passed the low of this candle. Why did that happen? That was the fundamentals of Ukraine and Russia. A lot of fear in the market, people pulling their money into the Japanese yen, which creates, again, that's a safe haven currency, which is what we went over yesterday. That is going to drive GJ down, right? So what ended up happening? We grabbed liquidity, basically. There was a little less fear in the market. You know, things started to calm down a little bit with Ukraine and Russia. I don't know how much they're actually calming down. I wouldn't say completely. I wish they would calm down more. But the main thing was we ended up grabbing liquidity, tapping into a very key area right here, right? Very high key area right in this area after breaking the bearish trend, coming down to retest this area right here. And then what did they do? They increased interest rates right after we did. Right, so the U.S. central bank increased interest rates, and then the next day, the Bank of England ended up increasing rates. So this candle ended up flipping bullish, right, and just taking off over here. So this whole move is based on the fact that we increased interest rates. And if you take a look at the size of this candle right here, the candle body at least is very similar to the candle body when we thought we were going to increase rates in November, right? And then when we had that increase in rates, the surprise increase in rates in December over here, right? So the body is very similar. So what I think is that we're going to tap 160, and then you're going to see again, buyers take profit, sellers take over a little bit, just like they did when they tapped 158 over here. Right? We tapped this area and we started flipping bearish. Now, I don't think we're going to flip bearish, but we're going to get some kind of a retracement from this level. That's why my take profit right here is at 160. All right. So looking at the weekly, and the reason we could take our time right now with this move is because price is just on its way up. There's been no retracement. My stop loss is below the current 1 hour candle, and it's just taken off. It's not going anywhere, or it's not retracing at all. Now, if we do get a retracement, we may have a nice opportunity today, as far as, you know, buying the dip and taking this right back up to 160, unless, you know, especially if it doesn't tap 160 right now. But looking over here, what did we say yesterday about GJ and what we would end up getting? We said on the weekly and the daily, after a candle like this, closing right at this level with a little wick to fill, that we would get a bottom wick formed. And once we pass the high of that candle, we were at least heading right up for 158. right? Tapping into 158, and we could possibly get a reaction of 158 like we got over here, where buyers take profit, sellers take over, and we retrace a little bit right back below 157. But it didn't look like that based on the weekly, because the weekly created its bottom wick right in the beginning of the week, right on a Monday, and it flipped on a Monday and passed the high of this candle on a Monday. So that tells me that we're just going to take off, and we're probably going to pass 158. All right. So it also happened on the daily. Yesterday morning, if you guys go back and rewatch the live stream, what we had was this bottom wick being formed. And some of us caught part of that bottom wick. I think Peter and I caught that bottom wick where I grabbed like 32 pips on the way down based on the current price action. Now, right now, that was an opportunity to take a sell, to grab the sells on the way down before you grab that dip to take price right back up. Right? There's certain opportunities for you to do that. And what I was doing was anticipating the bottom wick and a possible rejection of 157 over here to start the week. Right? So what I was doing was grabbing this bottom wick, and I knew, what did I say yesterday when we were on our live session? I called the exact spot that if you were in those cells, were to take profit, and that's where Jaden ended up getting his buy at. Right where I was taking profit, around 32 pips, because it was the previous 4-hour high to the left, previous 4-hour resistance. So that's just something that, again, it comes with experience, and it comes with like knowing your pair. That's why I always say, like, focus on 1 or 2 pairs. Once you start to really know those pairs, just like a girlfriend, basically, if you get to know them, their personality, the way they move, the way they think, you get to know them pretty well. You can predict their movements just like any other person. Pairs are the same exact way. So if you're focusing on too many pairs, you're not really getting that experience with that one pair and really understanding. You're going to start confusing yourself. So just focus on 1 or 2 pairs, understand the way they move, and you can make a great living just on 1 or 2 pairs. But anyway, grab this wick down. Price ended up taking off. But the thing was, this daily candle right in the beginning of the New York session, in the beginning of the day, was creating that bottom wick, and we ended up flipping bullish, breaking above 157, passing the high of that wick right over there, closing bullish. This candle created a small bottom wick, passed the high of that candle right there, and just took off, right? And that was last night. This is what we called on the weekly breakdown with Sharma. Looking at the 4-hour, now this is what I was talking about. And we've had this nice bullish trend over here. Price has been respecting higher highs, higher lows. This was that area yesterday we talked about, where you had the resistance and the high created last Friday, right? And we had this pullback. Now, again, when you have a bullish trend, there's opportunities sometimes when you could grab pullbacks back up, right? You can grab this move right here, right? Right now is not the time. Like, unfortunately, Peter made that mistake this morning where he was trying to grab a pullback and trying to call tops. Listen to me, calling tops is going to get you in a lot of trouble if you're trying to fight the market like that. Now, again, like I said, there's times to grab this move. There's times to grab the pullback, like right here, right? Or like right here, anticipating a lower high or a higher low to be formed for you then to take price back up. But right now, the current price action, there's none of that. You're just waiting for the bottom wick to be formed on the next candle, waiting for that to flip and continue right back up. All right, so just be aware of that. Don't try to call tops right now. Wait for the dip to form, and then you take price right back up. All right. So right now we're on our way over here. It's nice bullish movement. I think I grabbed this from down here. Yeah. So this was my trade. Kind of nice to wake up to. So that was a 19-1 R to R. So ended up securing a little bit here, but I entered 2 positions right here. One of them I secured right up here you know, as we retested the high, which is what I was expecting in the Asian session. And then I expected maybe we could consolidate and then continue up, but we just completely took off. The other one, this is what I always tell you guys, use dynamic risk, where you enter one. Gigi will always humble the one trying to call tops. 100%, Jaden. So you know. But anyway, this is why I always say use dynamic risk. You can enter one position as like, you know, 1 or 2%, like the way you normally would, you know, take that scalp up, retest the high, secure 80%, stops at break even, and just leave that runner, right? But the second one, just let that thing run at least to 158, or, you know, maybe take a little profit at 158, or maybe that one you're going to be trailing your stops. That's where you start back testing and you're seeing like which one is more advantageous. Do you want to just trail your stop below the current 1 hour candle? Like mine is right here, right? My current stop loss. Let me just, I'll mark it off for you. So just, you could use that runner to just move your stop loss either right here as it moves up, and then it holds this support. You move it right back under here. And then as we start moving up, you move it here, here, here. And you're just, you know, letting this thing ride. Now, this is only going to happen maybe once or twice out of 10 trades that you take. Unless, you know, they do increase rates, and this happens a lot more often than not. But that's what you have to figure out. Do I want to secure on my way up or just trail my stop? And that's, again, like I said, back test that and see if that's what works for you or what makes sense for you. But my take profit is around 170 pips, right at 160. And the reason I put 160 is if you look to the left, there we go. We're always looking at different levels that we could be reaching. Our next level is this wick right here, right? So last time we ended up tapping into this area, we ended up rejecting it and just completely tanking from here, right? We had a nice little bullish movement all the way up to this area. We were in a downtrend, right? But that's just an area that you definitely want to be taking profit, and it's a psychological number, right? If you look at the checklist of our trading, doesn't matter what system you have or what edge you have in the market, that checklist is always going to be, you know, pretty accurate as far as like what you want to check before entering or exiting a trade. So this is our next area. Once we break 160, I would say 164, previous resistance, previous support right over here, and the psychological number. All right. So wait for price to possibly either reject 160 where what we could get is we reject 160 and we push down to like 158 again to retest 158, and then we continue up, retest 160, and then head right back up for 164. That's what I could see happening. Or we just break above 160, create a support, and then we continue up from there. But, you know, a lot of times you have a overextended move like this, you're going to have buyers taking profit. So I could definitely see us taking a buy right here and then continuing right back up. See the 1 hour? Yeah, you can see it's coming back down at 158. Plus, like, look at this trend that we're in, right? And we've been, you know what would be interesting? Been respecting this channel right here. And we broke through this channel. And how many times do you see, like, if price breaks through a channel like that, creates a high, we come right back down to retest the channel over here, and then we continue up. Right, so I could see us coming back down to 159 over here if we tap into 160, or we tap into 159 first, grab a dip, and then we continue right back up. And maybe we could grab this move later on in the morning, which would be great, right? I'll get stopped at break even, but I don't care. I'd rather get that so I could grab a nice move right back up to 160, right? But there's no sign of that yet. Don't just take my word for it and just sell from right here. Right, you got to wait for confirmations. And there's a video in the course of when you have a consolidation but you have a bullish move on its way up to that consolidation, and now price is just kind of ranging over here, and you see price start to come this way. You just want to take this sell. Don't just take this sell. Wait for the retest of that higher time frame support, and then possibly you could take this move down. But you need to wait for lower lows or lower highs to be formed and wait for that retest right here before you take any kind of sell. Don't try to call tops here, right? So right now, all you're doing is waiting for some kind of a support to form, and possibly you could continue this right back up. Right now, it is 7-11, and if you take a look, we're creating a bottom wick right now. Are we flipping bullish to continue up? Let's look at the 30-minute. 30-minute is still respecting the low of the previous 30-minute over here. I'll just get rid of my trade right there. Just, my stop loss is right here. Yeah, it's correct. Is this candle flipping bullish to continue up? I also want to see, you got about 27 pips right here. I'd rather see a nicer formation where price comes down a little bit deeper before price continues back up. You start to get a couple of bearish closes and then a bullish close right at this level right here, and then we continue up. But I'm not gonna just like hop in just because this candle's starting to flip bullish. 15-minute did pass the low of the previous over here. So we gotta see what we get. But like I said, I would love for price to come back down to 159, 200. Hold support here, and then we grab price to retest the highs right here. Come down, we hold support, and then we continue right back up, and that could be your move. Make sense? Everyone following?
Yes, sir.
Good shit. All right, let's go over to gold. Actually, I want to set a alert right here in case we do end up crossing above that area. All right, looking at gold now. Very similar to what we broke down yesterday, where we ended up rejecting the all-time highs. Again, anytime you reach all-time highs like that or any kind of major resistance, buyers are going to take profit, right? Sellers took over. Not to mention the U.S. bank, central bank actually raised interest rates, which is going to push gold down, right? And there was less fear in the market when it comes to Russia, Ukraine. So that's what created this top wick over here, and that's what created the weekly bearish candle right here. Clean candles too. Nice clean move all the way up here. Hard rejection with a weak bearish candle. This candle created a small top wick, passed the low of this candle right here, and came right back down to 1910. Previous candle body highs over here. You got resistance, support here, right? And now we're holding support. But what are we doing? Let's study the anatomy of the candle. Right now, we're still in the beginning of the week, right? It's only Tuesday. So is this candle creating a top wick right here? Retracing, flipping bearish, and coming down to fill this wick, right? Again, just understanding where you are in the day, in the week, in the month, and the way the candle forms, it's going to help you. Same thing, even down to the 30-minute. Are you in the beginning of the 30-minute candle, the first half of the 30-minute candle, the first 15 minutes, or the second 15 minutes, where that candle flips and continues in the direction you want it to, right? So being that it's in the beginning of the week and you see that this top wick was just formed, is this candle starting to flip bearish and continue right back down to fill that wick? Very strong bearish candle right here too. And not to mention the fundamentals on the other side of it. You have Powell talking about increasing rates by 50 basis points, or half a percentage point, same thing. So if they do that, you could very well see price flipping bearish and continuing down. Looking at the daily. So now let's mark off a couple of those levels we were talking about. We had a very strong support. We had the Russia-Ukraine invasion right here, the initial invasion. I remember this being during the Asian session, the end of February. I ended up catching that move. We called it in here too. But this candle ended up flipping bearish and closing below 1910. Very strong level. TJ is now crossing above. It's a very weak doji candle over here. Is anybody looking to take this right now? Remember what I just said about like the anatomy of candles and the beginning and end of each candle. So right now we're in the beginning of the 30-minute candle, right? So the 30-minute candle already created a bottom wick and now it's passing the high in the second half of it. So can we be continuing up from here? Very weak bearish candle. Can this candle be continuing up from here? Look at the 5-minute. 5 minutes holding support right here. So this may be a good opportunity for anyone to take a trade if you trade this. Anybody? Do you guys feel like you missed this move?
Yeah, I kind of feel like I missed it because it's a little overextended. So I'm not too like confident, to be honest.
Yeah, listen, I respect that. That's whatever you guys feel comfortable. Do not get FOMO over this. If this ends up reaching 160, okay, now you journal it and you learn from it and you catch it the next time. But this is a 5-minute setup. It's not like this is the 30-minute setup where you know, like, all right, we're holding a nice 30-minute support here and we could continue up. Because you could very well fake this out. I'm not going to draw it because it gets annoying drawing all these candles, but you could very well break above this level and come right back into here and then trap a lot of people. A lot of people that got FOMO from this move and then come right back down. Again, if this is the 30-minute, I'd probably be taking this right now. But I'm already in this move. I'm not looking to like do anything else with it on the 5-minute. I don't want to lose any of the profits I've already made just on a little 5-minute setup. But I could very well see this continuing right back up. Back over to gold over here. So anyway, that Russia invasion of Ukraine happened. We ended up retracing and closing right back below 1910. But what did we do? We ended up holding support here at that previous support. And what we did was we got a nice bullish candle right here with a wick to fill, right? That told me that we were going to head up from here, right? We were going to at least fill this wick, especially when you get a wick like this close. Now, it did close below this level, right? That's something that you want to be aware of and not enter as soon as this candle closes because it did reject this level again. But it did leave a wick to fill and there's a very strong body candle. Same body size as the wick, which I like. So the next candle, you wait for this candle to form its bottom wick, wait for it to flip bullish. And once it flips bullish, that's where you could take this thing up, anticipating a wick fill and anticipating this wick fill here. But what we ended up getting was a support formed at 120, right? Price ended up creating this high. We come right back down, perfectly hold this support, and we end up taking off, retesting this wick, and taking all the way out to all-time highs of 2075. Really, like 2074 is where it ended up going to, and then we ended up retracing. Now, the reason why we retrace is 3 reasons. Buyers took profit. You have a little less fear in the market with Russia and Ukraine, right? Some talks going on, stuff like that going on. So that was something that was happening. And also rumors that the Fed was going to increase rates, which was being priced in, right? So that's why you got this complete correction of this move right here. But price is still holding support around 1920, right? Now, price is also holding a resistance right here, that previous resistance. And we got a hard rejection of that area again, not to mention right here as well, where that candle closed below the area. Then we got a hard bearish close coming right back down to this area right here. But support was held by this candle rejecting that area, this candle closing bullish right at that support. And now we're just kind of ranging in here. All right. So this is an area that you got to be like, all right, is this even worth trading in? Or what do we want to do? This is our classic block. Do we want to do this and just wait for this? I can see that. And I don't know if you want to take this consolidation area right here. You could possibly take it. We'll see what it looks like on the lower time frames, but this might be your smarter choice coming right back down to 1830, especially if they increase rates by 50 basis points. I could definitely see that happening. But we need less fear in the market when it comes to possible World War III for that to happen. So that's your long play as far as any swings. Again, now it's all just a mess in here, right? There's a couple moves that you could have caught. Maybe after this fake out right here, could have caught this move right up to this level. You could have maybe reacted to this resistance right here, where price ended up. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to like calling tops or bottoms. Wait for this move to come up. Wait for the close below, which we got with this candle right here. You get the retest right here. Price also respecting this area. And then you get the bearish close right here. Very strong bearish close with a wick to fill. And then price ended up coming down to this area. So what you could do is anticipate something like this, where you either put your stop loss up here, which wouldn't even be worth it, or you put your stop loss above that wick. After that wick is formed, it flips bearish, anticipating a wick fill, clean move to the left, price coming right back down to the support. You could have grabbed this right here, about 108 pips, right? With a 2.8, almost 3-to-1 risk to reward. But again, that's more advanced. If you want to take something like that, that's something that you really gotta see if it's worth doing, right? But again, price is respecting this area again. Hard bearish candle formed right over here. Looks like we're retesting this previous support resistance right over here. Another support again. Are we going to respect that area? But again, this is all choppy. Whenever you get price action like this, everything is sideways, right? There's no clear direction. It's not like we're taking off here, or it's not like we're breaking supports and continuing down. Everything is just like bouncing off levels, playing ping pong. So the question is like, do I stay out of that? And do I just stay in GJ right now? Or do I try to play that area? And unfortunately, a lot of people end up doing that, especially as beginner traders, and they'll take a loss in here, and then they'll finally get the break out of that range, win that trade, and they're still at break even. All right. So right now, if you guys are more advanced, like I know Chris trades gold a lot, you got this bounce off of support right over here. But just be aware of this level I was just pointing out. Right here. You keep getting these reactions to this area over here. So let's see if we end up crossing above that level. Again, I'm not interested in taking anything in here, especially with the way GJ is forming and how that's playing out. Everything is just dog shit. So I would say wait for price to break out of here. Don't worry about taking anything in here. And wait for the move above. Actually, wait for the buy, wait for the sell. Kind of got a clean move right over here that you could take if price ends up retesting that area. Just be aware of 1910. It's a very psychological number, and it's an area on the higher time frames that's been respected. That makes sense for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sir. Yep.
Good shit. Chris, you agree?
Yep, I agree. That's the safest way.
Yeah. Not worth taking that, especially with GJ the way it is. I know a lot of you guys trade GJ. And let's see if we were correct. Okay. So we ended up clearing this area. We have a little consolidation on the 5-minute. We clear out of the area. We retest it. But is price going to close back into this range, creating a fake out? And then we continue right back down? or are we going to hold support right here and continue right back up? Now, I would like this because my take profit's up there, but I also wouldn't mind getting stopped at then here and getting a better price and then taking this up later and making even more. All right, so let's go back to some of the higher time frames over here. Yeah, a lot of times that'll happen where you get a candle like this. This candle will take off, passing the high of that candle right there, right? And then we'll get that little retracement. All right, this candle will lose steam, flip bearish, and continue back down. So now we just wait. Nothing really going on right now. Does anybody want to look over any trades that they've taken this week, or want me to take a look at anything? Nah, everyone's had perfect weeks. Awesome. I mean, it's only Tuesday, so maybe you guys haven't taken much.
I'm just kind of spectating Steph. My schedule's a little off just due to my work this week. So
shit, I forgot you came in here. I forgot I let you in.
Yeah. Yeah. I just opened up the charts, took the kid to daycare and opened up the charts and saw this giant run on GJ. I was like, oh Jesus.
I know.
Missed that one.
Insane.
You know what the funny thing is too? I'm usually up for like the 4 a.m. open for London Open, and that was like perfect setup.
Okay. Yeah, that's
a little bit of FOMO.
You said the London Open?
The London Open, yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. Look at this.
It's like right around like 4:30, I think.
Yeah. Wow, that's
I guess 3:30 your time, yeah.
There's multiple entries right here.
Yeah.
I took this back down during Asian over here. But if you took this during London, what I'm looking at is you had this consolidation right here. Price cleared the consolidation, retested the support. You get a clean bullish engulfing candle right there. This candle creates its bottom wick, flips bullish, and the safest entry would have been right here with your stop loss right here, 13 pip stop. And again, would have had a very similar order to what I had. So you could have entered that one. You could have entered another one using some of those profits right here. After this candle closed bullish, right, and just take this thing up. See, these are, especially if you get these at the bottom, these are great setups to just let ride. And these are the ones where like you have the fundamentals behind you and you use that dynamic risk where you have that second position, and it doesn't have to be a big percentage. You could use 0.5%, 1%, and just tell yourself, I'm not going to secure this one. I'm not going to secure it for, I don't know, until it hits my take profit, until it pushes up 30, 40 pips. I'm not going to secure it till then, or I'm just going to trail my stop loss below the previous 1 hour candle or even the current 1 hour candle, So,
yeah, I was looking at that monthly on GJ last night, and I was like, man, that thing looks like it's ready to break through that resistance there.
Oh, yeah.
Just quite the bottom wick on it. Big rejection.
I was breaking down like the size of the candles too, because like monthly candles can only get so big, right? Like this is a big one right here. This is a big one, but like a small body, right? You get a solid one right here. But looking at the more previous one, since breaking to 156 right here, actually 156 is somewhere around here. But since breaking up to 156 and then holding support at 149, you've had this monthly candle, this one too, the bearish one. So now you have one very similar to all three of these, right? So my thing is, I think we're going to tap into 160 and then we're going to retrace a little bit, and it's going to close somewhere around here. We're getting close to the end of the month. So we're going to end up making this push, and then we're going to retrace, creating that top wick on the monthly, right? Rejecting 156. People are going to take profit. And then that's how we're going to close. And maybe the next monthly candle ends up creating a bottom wick, passing the high of that candle and continuing right back up to 164. Right here, that previous resistance and support. And if you drag that to the left, you also have another support right here with this wick. Definitely a high demand area. Not to mention, again, if the U.S. bank increases rates by 50 basis points, the Bank of England's probably going to follow suit. They always do. They always copy our ass. No, I'm kidding. Right, Sammy?
Yeah, we copy his too up here in Canada.
Yeah, there you go. Guys are copycats.
What'd you say?
What's up?
Did you say my name?
No, I was just messing with how the Bank of England like always copies what we do. So I was like, you
All
guys
right.
copy our ass and increase this by 50 basis points and take us up to 164, which I don't think should happen. I think we should stay at 25 basis point hikes and maybe do 4 of those this year. Maybe. Goldman Sachs had us doing like 7 or 8 by the end of the year, which is like ridiculous. Like, do you want our economy to crash? But
Is that what drove price this morning? Was there news that I missed?
there's no new. I mean, we did have, what do we have over here? Nothing that like really moved us. Public sector borrowing, which came out worse than expected. Right. But at the same time, like, I just think this is all just pricing in the fact that people are pulling their money out of the Japanese yen, along with the fact that we are increasing rates. We just increased rates 3 times. And it could be technicals too. Oh, we got Paul. What's up, Paul? Ooh.
Yeah, it's got me thinking about my decision for going variable rate mortgage instead of fixed rate there last month.
Yeah. It's, so how is the house? I mean, the house is all done?
It'll be ready end of next month. So the transactions will happen like 29th of April.
Nice.
And yeah, and then we'll be moving.
Exciting, man.
Yeah, it's good. It worked out really good. Freed
Good
up
time.
gave us some capital. So
Now, what I don't think you filled me in on that last Zoom a couple days ago, or what was it, last week?
yeah.
As far as the military action goes, like what's your next move with them?
Yeah, so we found out that our ship was next to go over to the Black Sea or Med area, but there's 2 ships on the West Coast that jumped ahead of us.
Nice.
They're just more prepared and ready to go, so they're next in line, and then we're going in January
Of next year?
Yeah, 23. So like I've got a bit of time here, and it's not a lot of time though. It's not a lot of time, but
Well, that lines up with our goal for you trading full time by then.
exactly. Yeah,
Good shit. All right, this is where we put our head down and we work.
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Pretty motivated.
Yes, sir. You did a good job with the AAR yesterday. I liked it.
Thanks, man.
Did you get my reply?
I did. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, let's dig in, and just all your free time goes to back testing. A lot of sleep sacrificing and all that stuff, but it's all going to pay off.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to pay off. So if you guys take a look at GJ, look at all the last bullish candles here on the 30-minute, which is the lowest strong time frame, if that makes sense, right? All these candles are all strong, and then look at this one that we just got, right? Which again is good. And again, I don't care if my runner gets stopped out. What I want is some kind of a pullback. Now, again, back to what we were talking about before, do not try to call tops right here, right? Wait for the support to be broken and then retest it. Right? If anything, but like in this market right now, I even wouldn't be taking that. Right? In this market, I wouldn't even be trying to take that pullback. Just wait for the supports to form, and then this is your move. Because you could very well get a little fake out right here. That's especially why you want to wait for the retest if you're going to do that. But I'm going to take a little piece off again. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Taking another half. Solid. Yes, sir. Yeah, Donnie's somebody that's been putting in a lot of work, and he's definitely going to be worthy of being able to trade full time on next year. Plus, like, you got that home equity, right, that you could use.
Yeah, about 100.
Yeah, let's go. You know, you don't even have to rely on a funding company. I mean,
That's right. Yeah.
You could, like, what you could do is like not even touch that money and use that money to buy challenges and leverage that money, or leverage, like, let's say even the highest one, you do a $400,000 challenge, right? You're paying them 80%, or no, they're paying you 80%. You're paying them 20%, but that's their money at the end of the day. But what you're doing is taking that money and building your own $100,000 account just from the trading. Plus, you still have that home equity, so you're not risking any of that.
It's funny you bring that up, because I was going to ask you about that, possibly taking that route and what your thoughts were.
I would do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, like, you know how they always say, don't use your own money to start a business?
Yep.
Always use other people's money, OPM.
OPM.
Or
Yep.
use the banks. Same exact thing. Leverage them into creating your own account. Now, you don't want to be reliant on them forever, obviously. What you want to do is, like, leverage that into, like, that 80%, you know, over the next couple months ends up becoming, you know, $6 grand, $7 grand, you know, 10 grand. You get a $50,000 payout. And you leverage that into, oh, I'm glad I just took profit. You leverage that into your own account. Damn, man. I say this in the most humble way possible, but, like, I'm telling you, when you guys start getting that intuition about a pair and knowing the way it moves and knowing when it's going to react to certain things, it's one of the greatest feelings ever, especially with the amount of work that you guys put in over the last couple of years and whatever route that you guys are on, whatever. Yeah, I know a couple of people in here know that feeling. Sammy, definitely. Paul, Chris. Chris has been able to buy an engagement ring with his trading profits just because of the amount, like, and he only trades gold. So that shows you that you only need one pair, really. I say two, but you only need one pair to make a living.
What made you take that some of the piece off of whenever you decided to take 50% off?
I'm sorry, what was that, Lewis?
What made you close 50% before the candle started melting?
So do you remember when I was talking about, I think it was like 10 minutes ago before I was talking to Donnie, analyzing all these candles and how big they are. Nice wicks to fill. Price creates these small bottom wicks, flips bullish, fills the next wick, right? Or fills the previous wick. Strong body, right? And then all of a sudden you get this candle where, and if you guys took that 5-minute trade, you would have been trapped. And a lot of people were just trapped, right? But what you see is a weaker bullish candle, right? It's a lot weaker than the previous. Right? Then the next candle creates its top wick, starts flipping bearish, passes the low of that candle, and then it just falls all the way back down to this area. Now that we're retracing a little bit over here, I'm just going to close the full thing.
I'm actually happy to see this, because I'm looking, maybe I can get an entry here soon.
Exactly. Like I said this maybe 3 times already. I don't mind getting stopped at break even though I'm not, because I just closed it. But I'd rather get this pullback so that we could take price up later. Right? But does that make sense, Lewis? And then if you go down to the lower time frames, you start to see how just studying the anatomy of the candles will get you a long way. You get this candle closing bearish, which passed the low of this candle. It closed like a doji candle, so I can't even say bearish, but it created a lower high and a lower low, right? That doesn't mean that we're going to, completely continue down. What it means, though, is that you're going to look at the next candle and see what this candle does, which never really created a bottom wick, passed the high of that right away, pushed all the way up here, and then exhausted, where this candle now has a smaller body than the top wick. Now this candle creates its top wick, passes the low of that candle, and we continue down. And that's just the 15. Now we could go down to the 5. And picture this as the 30-minute time frame. You have a support right here. You have the high resistance right here, where you had the support hold. Price broke the support and cleared that area with this candle. We come down to possibly retest, hold support to continue up, but no, we didn't get that. We got a bearish candle close and a lower high and a lower low formed on the 5-minute. This candle passed the low of that candle, coming back into this range, and we just tanked. Now maybe you could see it on the 1 minute, even clearer. Now you have this area trying to hold support right here, and then what you ended up getting was this 1 minute candle closing back into the range with a wick to fill. So now that signals we have a fake out and we have an exhaustion up here.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Now
It's crazy how you break down just by looking at the candle anatomy.
Well,
Differently.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to get to that point. It's just all the time frames are really the same. Like all the candles, the way they form are all the same. It's just a difference of time, right? And I know a couple guys follow him, but Jeevan, that's where I got that from. I'm talking about how like each candle and the anatomy of the candles, which the anatomy of the candles I really learned from Akil, but and then not to mention myself, like the amount of work that you put in back testing, you just really start to understand the way lower time frames move and analyzing. Like if you look at my here, let me bring Soft4fx up. Here it is. Look at Soft4fx right here for me. Look how the way I set everything up right here. Where is it? So now this is set up for my bigger screen. I have like a 4K monitor over here, but I have the 4 hour right here. Can you guys see this? This is the 4 hour right here. This is the 1 hour right here. This is the 15-minute, and then down here is the 30-minute. But what I have right here is the 1 minute and the 5-minute. So I can analyze the way these lower time frames form. Now, if you're just starting out as a trader, don't really worry about the lower time frames too much. You can back test it and understand the way they move. But right now, just focus on the 30-minute, the 15-minute, all that stuff.
I am going to copycat that setup. That's wicked.
What's up?
I said I'm going to copycat that setup. That's wicked.
Yeah, it's I like analyzing all the time frames there at the same time. Now something tells me that Jaden just was able to get this move right here. Am I right?
No, actually, it's funny.
You waiting?
I took a sell.
Oh, where at?
Right where prices.
Okay.
Just a small risk above the high there, and then I entered off of that support becoming resistance. But I see an order block coming.
Hey, so how you doing?
Yeah.
So you're looking for something like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. See, the only thing is, I'm looking at the 15-minute right here. That was a hard rejection. See how much bigger this wick is than the body? And then
Oh yeah, I think it's a bad trade actually.
yeah, support was formed right here. And I mean, when you have like a bullish trend like this, like I said, like you don't have to catch like every move on the way down. It's better to just kind of like wait for the dips to form. And I mean, like I said, I had a feeling that you were able to grab this because you did this yesterday, and you were able to grab like almost the full move during New York. I mean,
Are you
let's
talking about like where the wick came down and entered there?
yeah, I could see you taking something like that. That's your kind of trade, I feel like. But again, I went over it before. There's times where you'll have a bullish trend. You'll have like a bullish trend, and there's times where like you can grab this move down before price continues back up. Like there's there's times where you can. It's probably a bad example, but let's actually look at it on the chart. Like what we had. Hold on the 1 minute. But basically what we had yesterday. Right here. The move that I grabbed yesterday to come back down to this key area. I grabbed the sell for 32 pips. Right. And sometimes that's advantageous to take, especially when you get certain candles closing and price respecting a certain area, like right here. Break and retest of the previous consolidation. We're in an uptrend and I'm trading against the trend, but I waited for this retest. Right. And I took this as we broke the low. So this was actually my move yesterday. I actually closed it like almost perfectly, 32 pips right there. Knowing that on the 4-hour, this was that previous resistance, and this is where price is going to tap into and possibly reject. So, that sometimes is worth taking. But now that price, like the way it is right now, the way the 4-hour looks, the way the 1 hour looks, like sometimes it's not worth taking the pullback. Like it's not worth trying to grab this candle right here, this little move right here. It's better to just wait for the dips to form, wait for a candle like this, and take price right back up. Now it's interesting. This candle failed to break the low of this candle right here. And it wouldn't have hit me at break even either. I had 160. Depends on your style and putting yourself the most highest probable trade of the session as well as the experience and the type of trades. Kind of trend. Yes, sir. No, absolutely. Yeah, the one problem I see with a lot of like beginner traders is like trying to call tops and bottoms and also trying to grab every single move and feeling like you need to grab that. That's where overtrading comes in, and you end up taking like 5, 6, 7 scalps a session. Just not worth it. Just wait for your most like if you come to the market, guys, with the thought process of I have 2 opportunities to take a trade. That's it. And I don't need to use every single opportunity, but I only have 2 opportunities to take a trade. When you come in with that mindset, you're going to be taking the most like advantageous setup. I just want to see what we're getting over here. This is interesting. So if we get a close, what time is it? 15. Okay. So if we get a strong bullish close right here, and then at 8 o'clock, we get the next candle, creating a bottom wick in this area and flipping bullish, I could see us taking this as we break the high right here. I would take this too with you guys. All right, but I'm not going to rush into this trade. I'm just going to wait.
I was thinking if we broke this bearish high on 15, but I think your idea is better, to be honest.
Yeah, wait for the bullish close, because Jaden could be right. We could end up rejecting this area right here, tapping into this area again, and then continuing down later. Like this
Yeah,
is
I
such an
agree.
overextended move. That's why you want to wait for candles to close, at least on the 15, the very least. And the 15-minute, it's a weak time frame.
Yeah. Take a
Put the logo. You guys want me to tag you in these stories?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you can tag me too, man.
I got you. Let me change the color here. Jaden, Donnie, Pipstar, trading with Paul. Who else we got in there? Lewis, Crypto Lewis. We got.
What's going on, bro?
Wait, Chris, are you still trapping candles? Chris? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Carlos and Rafael. Life. Carlos, what's your Instagram again?
I think he put it on his on the chat.
Did he? Oh, yeah, that's right. Loss. Low key. There we go. Low below key. That's cool. Oh, it's a new Instagram. Okay. Let's see. Got Paul and Rafa. Who else do I have in here? So yeah, let's see how this hourly closes. The only thing that concerns me is that if the hour closes somewhere around here, that we can end up filling the, like creating a top wick in the hourly and filling this wick and coming back down. Do we have an example of that? That's not a good example. Back testing. Can't find it. Let's see what else I can add to here. Oh shit, I can make my logo like a circle. It's pretty cool. Guys, give me a song.
Money by Pink Floyd.
Ooh. Who said that?
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, you know me, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Let's go, baby. But even on, there we go. There we go.
All right, so this
Good
is
chat. All right. Who's in the chat? We got Paul going on. Paul, how was Florida treating you? Nash. Oh, you're in Nashville? Would you stop, Paul? Yeah, I was talking in the beginning of the session. I think was no before Donnie got in here. Talking about like real estate in our market and like if you guys want to invest in real estate, invest on the water, which is like kind of my area. Since we're kind of waiting for the 1 hour to close, we'll go over here real quick. We started the session on Google Earth. Like if you guys want to invest in real estate, always buy on the water and the value is always going to go up.
You know, it's crazy you say that because when I was in Mexico, there's this city called Merida. It's on the
Merida?
waters. Yeah, it's called Merida. It's
Okay.
it's on the it's a beach city. It's just like super undeveloped, and they're selling plots of land super cheap. I'm talking about like $6,000, $7,000,
For how much?
eight
How many
thousand,
acres?
like maybe half an acre. Not so big, but it's just it's just forest there so
I'll
far. You
take
know what I
half
mean?
an acre for 6 grand.
Exactly. It just you got to look at it like 10 years,
Yeah,
15 years down the road because it's not even like streets yet.
100%. There we go. I love Google Earth. So this is where I live, right on the water here. And you're an hour and a half from New York City right here. But this is like where I live is where like this is Rumson, very wealthy island right here. But this is where a lot of people that work in the city, they'll take a ferry from Highlands or Atlantic Highlands right up the New York Bay or right up Sandy Hook Bay, right into the New York Harbor. And then their ferry will land right here or here in Manhattan or even in Jersey City or Hoboken. But like this is an area that you want to buy up, especially if the market tanks, and that's what we're waiting for. But we're also thinking about moving down to Florida and maybe the Tampa area. There's actually an island we love. Where is it? It's right near Sarasota. It's called Anna Maria Island. We were actually there here it is, March 13th. Roommates. March 13th of 2020, which was right when COVID was kicking off. We were down here. And when we got back, nothing was the same. It was the weirdest thing ever. But so let's go back to GJ real quick. See how this hourly closes. But yeah, we've been talking about moving to Florida. All right, hourly close bearish with a long bottom wick over here. So don't get jumpy. Don't try to reach 160 right now. Like now you can possibly wait for a pullback over here. Let's see what the lower time frames look like. Now the 30-minute, don't get too jumpy again, trying to take buys as we break the high over here without forming a bottom wick. That's against my rules. I don't know about you guys, but I would rather wait for a little bottom wick here and then we pass the high there and then I would take this. But I'm good off that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd take that either, Steph. I'd love to see it come down and create a bit of support and then hit those highs again.
100%. Plus, like again, looking at the 15-minute, breaking down all time frames, you have multiple rejections of this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right over here. So now you need to close above this area, at least on the 15-minute, if you're going to take this. Yeah, definitely. Paul. See how we're rejecting that area now?
I think we all agree on the same.
What's up, Sammy?
And I think we all agree on what we're seeing.
Yeah, 100%. That's and that's good. We want a an agreeable group. Everyone kind of on the same page. Now it looks like we did just form like a small bottom wick. Now we could be passing the high, but again, we don't need that. And the good thing is we do have a big enough range here. If we do get that, we got 26 pips, right? And a level that GJ definitely wants to tap into. But I'd rather get a close above that level. What would be cool is if we don't end up getting the actual pullback. This was just a liquidity grab. If this candle on the 15-minute closes above this level right here, the next one creates a bottom wick, clears the area, passes the high of that one, and then continues up to fill this wick and continues up. I don't know what you have marked up as my next daily take profit. I see I got 162. Yeah, I see either that level or I have 164 as the next area as far as like where we could end up. Oh, Sammy, we got our Zoom at 11, correct? Still good?
Yeah, 11 your time, right?
Yes, sir. Is that good?
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. 3 p.m. mine. So, yeah, that's perfect.
Good shit. Yeah, Paul, I see what you're talking about. This resistance right here. Yeah, weekly, monthly level is that previous resistance right here, tapping multiple times right here. And then you get this support right here. And then to the left, you even get more confirmation of that area with this support to the left. And not to mention, you got the psychological number of 164. But again, you do have that resistance right here on the daily, multiple rejections. Right here as well. So that'd be good. So,
Yeah, Steph, my ship goes into New York in the fall, so maybe I'll see if I can tee up with you.
oh yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
so let's say that happens. What are you allowed to do?
I should be able to like put a leave pass in and like get a Airbnb or hotel or something for a couple nights. Like,
Oh wow,
just should be able to get out of there.
that'd be sick. And the government pays for that?
Oh, I mean, nah, I'd have to pay for my own hotel and whatnot.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap.
I mean, our government, so there is you know how gas is skyrocketing everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So most people think the most expensive gas right now in the US is in California, which is, on average, definitely. But there's one gas station right outside of the Capitol in Washington, D.C. that is like $9 a gallon. And they do that because they know that the government and people in Congress are all just swiping cards, not driving their own cars. They all have drivers, and it's all federal money. It's all our money, which is messed up.
That's crazy.
I know. All right, so we are passing the high of this candle over here. Got a nice support formed. I do like the setup, but I'm not looking to get trapped. I want a 15-minute close above here. See the 5-minute. 5-minute did close above. Jaden, are you still in sales? Closed out.
Yeah, I closed half, but I'm still in it. I'm actually in a gold buy as well from 17. 26.17.
Oh, from this support right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
That was the main trade I was looking for this morning.
We're respecting a little trend right here.
I'll show you I'll drop the chart that I was looking at.
I know Sharma grabbed this candle right here. I feel like she's out by now, but as this candle flipped bullish, she grabbed this. She was talking about that on the sent it in New York.
A little undecided if this is the setup to go up to 160 here.
1 sec, Danny. Okay. Another 1 minute. Wait for a bounce off this level and continue up. I forget what this dollar means.
Liquidity.
Okay.
Stop losses above the highs that people were taking sells off of.
Nice. All right. Monitor it.
Price action's ugly, so I'm at break even.
Yeah. Trying to see. Yeah. This is looking nice. Is anybody looking at GJ right here?
Yeah, I'm actually in, man.
Okay, nice. You took it
Yeah.
as we broke the high here? As I do.
Yeah, I got in
like
at
it.
one at 7.6.
Would you wait for like would a safer bet would be wait until the 15-minute closes, wait for reaches and then get in, or would you got in as like an impulse move?
I could see that being an impulse just because it's 8 o'clock and we have high volume. But like if you didn't get this already, don't just jump in now. Wait for that retest and then you can take
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
I was just looking at the stop, like I was able to place my stop. It's a little bigger than I like actually, so I did lower my risk. It's like 16 pip stop loss under that previous 15-minute candle.
See, this is what I was looking for in the 15-minute in the setup. This 15-minute close above, bottom wick formed, past the high. Take that up. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off for a second.
Is that where you would put your stop loss stuff in?
Yeah,
Right underneath the previous
Mhm.
15-minute low?
yeah. See, if this just takes off of that, I'm not. I mean, I already grabbed 200 pips last night. I'm not gonna be butthurt about it. We could get the reaction to this resistance right here. Retest 15-minute closes above with a wick to fill, and then the next candle take this thing up.
I'm still waiting for the next candle.
Yeah. No rush. It's a nice formation. I think, you know, with my psychology being that I already took that trade last night and everything, like you tend to not want to jump in, you know. As you can see, we're kind of getting that reaction. Not that it's going to completely reverse, but that means we could get that retest, get a nice healthy 15-minute close above this area. Bottom wick form, that candle flips, continue up. It's exactly what we wanted. Yeah, what did we say before? We just wanted a 15-minute close above here. Guys, test this out real quick. I think if you hold the space bar, it'll unmute you.
Yes. Temporary unmuted.
I just saw all you guys do it. Yeah, temporarily, like it's almost like an intercom. Instead of you guys having to press it,
Oh, that's convenient.
right? I know, Donnie, you're always back and forth for that. I always watch you unmute, mute, unmute.
I'm more of a mic guy than a chat guy, I guess.
I like that. I mean, I wish we had more video guys too. I feel like I'm the only video guy.
It's because you get time to shower in the mornings.
We got to make time. Oh, I mean, Jaden, you got the excuse. You're on the West Coast.
I guess I could take my shower at 2:30.
Take your cold shower. That'll wake you up.
You always work out before trading stuff?
Yeah, I'll either do like a deck of cards or there's Donnie. Love it. Yeah, I'll either do like a deck of cards. We have a pair of dumbbells that I'll work out with. Like that's what I did this morning. A quick like 10-minute pump, and then nothing crazy. Just something to wake you up.
Nice. And then later on you do like a main workout, or that's like the only workout you do? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no,
You
later
do
on
too.
I'll go to the gym.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, I shouldn't have that on there. So 15-minute is gonna close. Nice strong candles for support holding. Yeah, I can see this thing taking off. We're not gonna get that deep pullback, but I'm gonna wait for. We got 1 minute left. Wait for that 15-minute to close. Bottom wick forms. Maybe we pass the high of these wicks, and I'll take this up. Good job, Donnie.
Yeah, I'm just hoping there's not like a flat top here.
All right, 15-minute closed. At this point with the take profit, like I need, it's passing the high right away. I need the take profit being at 160. It's only going to be a 1-to-1 and my stop loss down here. So I need that pullback. And if I don't get that pullback, I'm not going to enter. Make sense? But that was a good job on Donnie's part. Got the support formed here, 15-minute with a wick to fill. Took this as this candle created a bottom wick. which it came down, it pushed up here, and then it retraced to create the bottom wick, and then we continue back up. So that's something that you write in your trading journal, trading AAR, and also, you know, you journal this trade if you missed it, and say, okay, we got the 8 o'clock volume, should have taken that. Again, my psychology, like after taking that trade last night, I was good off that. No, I'm telling him now.
Yeah, I secured most of 80% there. Just gonna
Beautiful.
let the other 20 ride.
Good job, buddy. Yeah, we're heading up from 160.
See 161 is the next level.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that.
Straight
Hope
to
you
TP.
close to yourselves, Jade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 160. But I would definitely expect some profit to be taken here.
I forgot I put a take profit in. I just closed everything out.
All right. You just grab the move. Just beat the market. Whoever was on the other side of that trade.
I'll take it.
There you go. Damn, man. Anybody else take this? 25 pips? Nobody? Yeah, it's okay. Again, you just journal this one. Here, I'll do that with you right now. All right. So go right back to what we were doing yesterday, right? This. So long GJ plus 25 pip miss. It's what you do if you guys miss anything, all right? Always journal these. This is how you get better. Miss on 3, 22, 22. That's would that have been 8:15 a.m. Tuesday, New York. Everyone gonna be on the stream tomorrow with the Sharma?
Yep.
Cool.
I'll be here. I'm working nights this week, so I'll be here every morning.
Let's go. Oh, he's back. Real Slim Shady. All right, take a picture of the daily. What we're gonna do is this. Son of a bitch. Little FOMO. It's all right, Paul. You guys following along how I'm doing this?
Yeah, bro.
Sure. So this would have been the entry based on the 30-minute, but it really would have been like a 15 and 5-minute entry. But this is what it would look like. Good session today, but tomorrow we'll be back. Or that's all good, Paul. I just you know, set your alerts and stuff like that. You can't check your phone at all at work. Should make a deal with your family. I know it's a family-owned business. Like, listen, I got to trade whether you like it or not. So I'm gonna be checking my phone. But I'm gonna be getting my work done. Yeah, my word. Oh,
I know that feeling too well, man. Like getting up for London session sometimes, and you got your trade set at like, you know, all planned out, and it just doesn't pan out. I get to work and check my phone, and it's played out while I was working. It's the worst.
dude, I don't know if I told you guys all this story, but when I first started trading, I had a buddy of mine that lived in Ohio that came to live with me so that oh my God. Yeah, I got a little FOMO right now. It's all good, but I'm not going to execute on that FOMO, right? That's the difference. You could get like a little pissed that you missed a move, but you can't like take a FOMO trade now, right? Thinking that you're going to miss this move. You gotta wait. But anyway, buddy of mine lived with me. Like we kind of like did like a Forex boot camp where we were well that listen to this, Paul. And he was living with me for like 6 months. We were digging into Forex and just like trading every morning, all that stuff. And he got a job so that he could pay rent at Best Buy. And when he was at Best Buy, he like almost full margined his account on a trade. A customer comes over to ask for help, and he right before the customer comes over, he sees his trade like just tanking, and like he's sweating bullets like trying to help this customer, and then he had to like run to the bathroom and like he almost blew his entire account. Probably not a good idea. See, now I'm taking like meticulous notes right now of what exactly happened. So impulse entry after immediate push up at 8 a.m. and then retracement to form small bottom wick before passing the high, or my impulse entry would have been. See, now what I'm doing, like, again, like for me at least, like I don't need as much detail like description wise. Like I used to write paragraphs in the description on Trello right here, all in here. Now that I've gotten more experience and I've seen these setups over and over and over again, they're like implanted in my brain now. I don't need to write as much in here. I still do. Like there was I think there was a trade I wrote in yesterday. Yeah, I wrote a couple things in yesterday as far as like the fundamentals and some of the things that were happening, but I don't have to write that whole extensive thing, because now what I could do is get more quantity of trades journaled instead of quality. Right. I used to really focus on quality and studying the setups, studying what every little thing that was happening. I needed that. I needed those notes. As you get more experience, you don't need those as much. But now what I'm doing is I'm putting even more detail, just so I have it mostly on the chart, like right here. Like a lot of this stuff, I would just put like impulse entry right here on the chart, and then I would write this extensive note down in that description section. I hope that makes sense. So now all I have to do is like go onto this card on Trello, scroll through these images, right? About 15 to 20 images of all the time frames and everything I want. And I know exactly what I was thinking and doing on that trade. And now I can go ahead and journal another one before passing the high where my impulse entry would have been. Stop loss below, entry, candle in the middle. So that's the 15-minute. Go down to the 5-minute. So the 5-minute is what we wanted on the 15-minute. I wanted to close like this on the 15-minute. Five-minute entry. After close above resistance. Entry. 8:05 a.m. Let's see. Lewis, you following along? Like you understand how I'm journaling this?
Yes, sir, man. It's
Awesome.
crazy how you're doing. Definitely how I need to work on that for sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's like I said, we'll go over that on that second Zoom. And even the third Zoom.
And what you're posting right now, I can see it on the group Trello.
Yeah, I'm gonna copy it over to that along with the other trades from the from yesterday. So now I'd like to get the lower time frames so I could see the way we're, as you can see, like we closed above here at 8 o'clock, 8:03, ended up closing above that area, holding support right here, pushing up, coming down, holding that support again on the 1-minute, and then pushing up. And this is what you record: 8:12 to 8:17. was that push, right? You had a consecutive 25 pips within 6 minutes, right? So those are the things that you want to record right there. One minute. So now you go back to the 15-minute and you get all the time frames here. 15-minute, I probably would have, just because like if we entered here and the candle closed strong bullish above this wick right here, I probably would have just let this thing run up to my take profit for about 25 pips, right? Because there's nothing stopping it, right? And it's a psychological number that price wants to reach with New York volume. So multiple confirmations instead of just securing at 1-to-1 or, you know, right at 10 pips and that's it. I would have just let this thing run. And I honestly would have just let my take profit be hit. I wouldn't have even, I think, Donnie, that was the right move, even though you didn't mean to do it. I think that was good that you had your take profit there, because you know there's going to be a lot of profit taking right now. A lot of banks, institutions, big retail traders all have their take profit at 160.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I forgot I did it.
I know. You were saying that before, but I think it was the right move, even though you didn't.
Yeah, it worked out.
For TP hit at 25 pips. TP.
I've just been here before, Steph, where it's like I didn't get out.
Yep. Greed kicked in.
And this is happening right now, and I'd be like stressing, like why didn't I, you know?
Yep.
It's just not worth it now for me. Like I just know how it can ruin my turn a good thing into a bad thing real quick.
Yep. Absolutely. Now I'll label this a win, successful runner. And that's about it. Like if I want to put any more details in here, I could, but most of the time what I'll do is I'll go back to the 30-minute, take a screenshot, go back to the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily, and those will be my last screenshots. But with this, my first screenshots were already with the trade finished. So I already know how these time frames look. That makes sense. So this one only really needed, I don't know, about 8 screenshots, and then that's it. Then I can okay, so if you guys want to learn how to copy this over to the group Trello, which let me just make sure I have the date set up. This is something I announced in the announcements that I want to get back to this so that we can all analyze each other's charts when we have a consolidated market. There we go. Peter here. So what you do is just go to the card, go to copy. Now the title, I just want you to put your name in parentheses at the front. All right. Keep the labels, keep the attachments, copy where? To the board, SFX Trading Group Co-op Journal. Which list? Go all the way down to the current dates. Position 3 is the last one. All right. And now it's sitting right here. I just want to change this. This is the week of the 20th. There we go. All right. Gold's still playing around. Ended up retesting the low over here. That's about it. Damn, man. Let me check, Paul. Yes, there it is. Slayer setup. It's Halo. Okay, so. No, it's all good, man. The only thing is you wouldn't want your stop loss down here. Like you got to find a better stop loss than that. I see what you're doing as we pass the high there, but if this is your take profit, you don't want that risk to reward. Like that's not even worth taking. Does that make sense? Let's see. See what you could do right here is enter as after a strong bullish candle close above this level, you enter as this candle after it forms its bottom wick. Stop loss could go right here. And you anticipate price to continue through here. If that's what you want to take. That makes sense? By having your stop loss all the way down here with an entry up here, and this is your take profit, I would just stay out of that trade. But guys, I have to run to the bathroom, so I'm just gonna end it here since there's nothing much else to take. Yeah, that would have been better. Yeah, so and that's why you journal. That's why you go back and you just look at all the screenshots, study them, and see like what could I have done better on this? What how could this be improved? Because you don't want to risk a reward like that. So, guys, with that being said, have a great day. It was a great Tuesday. Donnie, I'm happy you were able to grab that. I don't know if anyone else was. I'm not sure. Anyone else take that? I think everyone was waiting for what I was waiting for, so I apologize for that. But it's only Tuesday, so we got plenty of moves to take. Maybe we get some kind of a pullback after 156 or 160 over here. You wait for the pullback over here. This move you could possibly take later today or maybe tonight during Asian. All right, but just wait for the retest if you're going to call tops. All right, or wait for a pullback to this area and then a retest of 156 again, or 160. I keep saying 156. But guys, with that being said, have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Sharma. I look forward to it. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Thanks, Steph. Later, guys.
Of course, guys.
See you later, bro.
Good one.
See you later, man.